In a world consumed by fleeting pleasures, relentless anxieties, and an insatiable hunger for external validation, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism offers a stark yet profoundly liberating alternative. It points not to wealth, power, or fame as the keys to a meaningful life, but to something far more fundamental, something that resides within us: virtue. For the Stoics, virtue was not merely a moral code, but the very essence of human flourishing, the sole true good. It is a radical proposition, inviting us to look inward, to master ourselves, and to navigate the tempest of existence with an unwavering inner compass. Before we dissect the individual facets of Stoic virtue, we must first grasp its fundamental position within the Stoic worldview. Unlike other philosophies that might place happiness in pleasure, wealth, or even health, the Stoics held an uncompromising stance. Virtue alone is good. Everything else, health, sickness, poverty, riches, life, death, they deemed indifference. These external circumstances hold no intrinsic good or evil. Their value is determined solely by how we choose to respond to them. It is in this response, guided by reason, that virtue resides. This core tenet, articulated most forcefully by thinkers like Epictetus, demands a complete reorientation of our desires. We are to yearn for nothing but a virtuous character, for in its attainment lies our true flourishing, our eudaimonia. To live according to nature, for a rational being, means to live according to reason, which is to live virtuously. This isn't a passive acceptance, but an active, disciplined pursuit of excellence in character. It is the unwavering conviction that our inner state, our moral compass, is the only territory we truly control, and thus the only one truly worth cultivating. The first of the four cardinal virtues is wisdom, or phronesis, practical wisdom. This is not mere intellectual accumulation of facts, but the profound ability to discern what is truly good, what is bad, and what is indifferent. It is the capacity to apply reason effectively in the complex tapestry of daily life, making sound judgments and understanding the true nature of reality. Wisdom teaches us the dichotomy of control, distinguishing between what is within our power and what is not. It prevents us from wasting our emotional energy on things beyond our influence, directing it instead towards our moral choices. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly emphasizes the power of our perceptions. He understood that our distress often arises not from events themselves, but from our judgments about those events. Wisdom is the clarity of perception that allows us to see things as they are, stripped of our emotional biases and preconceived notions. It is the cornerstone upon which all other virtues are built, for without the right judgment, our actions, however well-intentioned, may lead us astray. It is the lamp that illuminates the path of right action, guiding us through the shadows of ignorance and illusion. Following wisdom is justice, a virtue deeply rooted in the Stoic understanding of our interconnectedness. For the Stoics, humanity is part of a single cosmic community, a cosmopolis. To act justly is to recognize this fundamental unity and to fulfill our duties to our fellow human beings, contributing to the common good. It extends beyond legalistic adherence to rules. It embodies fairness, benevolence, and empathy in all our interactions. An unjust act for a Stoic is not merely harmful to the recipient, but primarily to the perpetrator, for it compromises their own rational nature and undermines their inner harmony. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on this obligation, reminding himself that what is not good for the beehive is not good for the bee. Our individual well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of the whole. Justice demands that we act with integrity, respect, and kindness, recognizing the inherent dignity in every person. It calls us to actively work towards a better society, to speak truth to power, and to defend the vulnerable, not out of sentimental pity, but from a rational understanding of our shared humanity. It is the outward expression of an inner virtue, manifesting as ethical action in the world. The third cardinal virtue is courage, or fortitude. This is not the reckless bravery of a fool, but the resolute strength of mind that allows us to face fear, pain, uncertainty, and even death with equanimity and reason. Stoic courage manifests in many forms: the courage to endure hardship, the courage to speak truth, the courage to stand firm against external pressures, and most profoundly, the courage to embrace reality exactly as it unfolds. A concept deeply intertwined with amor fati, the love of fate. Seneca, whose letters often explored the nature of suffering, taught that true courage emanates from a mind that scorns external things and recognizes that its only true good lies within itself. It is the steadfastness of character that allows us to confront what is unavoidable, transforming potential suffering into an opportunity for virtue. This includes the courage to accept our mortality, to face our weaknesses, and to persist in our moral development despite setbacks. It is the inner resilience that allows us to say, "I will not be broken by what I cannot control, for my spirit remains free and unyielding." Finally, we arrive at temperance, or self-discipline. This virtue is about moderation, self-control, and balance in all aspects of life. It is the mastery over our desires, passions, and aversions, ensuring they do not enslave us or pull us away from reason. Temperance is not about asceticism for its own sake, but about cultivating inner harmony and freedom from the tyranny of impulse. It means consuming what is necessary, pursuing pleasure judiciously, and maintaining composure even in the face of temptation or discomfort. Epictetus urged his students to demand not that events happen as they wish, but to wish them to happen as they do happen, and thereby find peace. While this speaks to wisdom, the underlying practice for its attainment is temperance, the discipline to control one's reactions and desires. It is the disciplined mind that chooses reason over raw appetite, long-term well-being over immediate gratification. By cultivating temperance, we reclaim sovereignty over ourselves, ensuring that our actions are guided by our rational will, not by the chaotic whims of our emotions. It is the virtue that harmonizes our inner landscape, making us masters of our own domain. It is crucial to understand that these four cardinal virtues are not isolated pillars, but rather interconnected facets of a single, coherent ethical system. For the Stoics, an act truly virtuous cannot embody just one virtue. It must, by its very nature, incorporate all four. For instance, an act of justice requires the wisdom to discern the right course, the courage to execute it despite opposition, and the temperance to ensure it is done without excessive emotion or personal gain. Seneca articulated this reciprocity, stating that you will not find one virtue without the other, for they are inextricably linked and interwoven. Possessing one virtue, in its complete sense, implies possessing them all. This means that pursuing any one virtue inevitably strengthens the others, creating a virtuous feedback loop. To become truly wise, one must also be just, courageous, and temperate. They form a seamless, organic whole, creating a character that is robust, coherent, and aligned with reason. This holistic view underscores the depth of Stoic ethics. It is not a checklist of good deeds, but a unified cultivation of an excellent character. The Stoic virtues are not theoretical constructs to be admired from afar. They are a demanding regimen of daily practice, a constant striving for improvement. The ancient Stoics understood that knowledge alone is insufficient. One must embody these principles through action. This involves continuous self-reflection, anticipating challenges, premeditatio malorum, and consciously choosing the virtuous response in every situation, no matter how small. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly admonished himself to waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. This call to action is central to Stoic practice. It is about transforming philosophy from an abstract study into a living, breathing guide for conduct. Every decision, every interaction, every moment of self-control is an opportunity to exercise and strengthen these virtues. This path is not easy. It demands vigilance, humility, and persistence. But through this rigorous application, the virtues become ingrained habits, forming an unshakable foundation for inner peace and resilience. The true test of a Stoic is not in their pronouncements, but in their deeds. Embracing the four cardinal virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, is the Stoic path to arta rax profound tranquility, and eudaimonia, human flourishing. It is to build an inner citadel, impervious to the whims of fortune and the turbulence of external events. By focusing solely on what is within our control, our judgments, desires, and actions, and cultivating these virtues, we become masters of our own happiness, independent of the world's capricious nature. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this profound liberation: to live a good life. He recognized that whether there are gods or not, whether life is long or short, what truly matters is how we conduct ourselves. The virtues are not a means to an end, but the end itself. They are the ultimate achievement of a rational human being, leading to a life lived with integrity, purpose, and profound inner peace. This ancient wisdom, forged in the crucible of imperial Rome and Hellenistic Greece, remains a timeless and potent guide for anyone seeking to navigate the complexities of modern existence with unwavering strength and dignity. As the echoes of this ancient philosophy fade, we are left with a stark yet beautiful challenge. The Stoic virtues are not a simple recipe for happiness, but a rigorous path of self-mastery, a demanding spiritual exercise that never truly ends. To cultivate wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance is to embark on a lifelong journey of self-improvement, facing the world with an open heart and a disciplined mind. It is to understand that true freedom lies not in the absence of adversity, but in our capacity to meet it with an unshakable inner resolve. In an age of constant distraction and external demands, the Stoic virtues offer a profound anchor. They remind us that our true wealth lies in our character, our true power in our choices, and our true peace in our alignment with reason and nature. This path is not for the faint of heart, but for those who seek more than fleeting satisfaction, for those who aspire to live a life of profound meaning, resilience, and unwavering integrity, echoing the timeless wisdom of the sages across the millennia.